Welcome, guys. So let us start this session, and we'll go into the role of data scientist. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is where we have left, right? So
yeah.
essential
Essential
tools and
tools and
technologies.
technologies.
Yeah. So yeah, so first is like programming language. So as we are mentioning, right, in the previous session, like Python programming. So like I'm saying, no, whenever a person comes and asks, says me he doesn't know any language, then I blindly say go and use Python, not
Can
like
you
learn
use
Python.
the
Go and use
full
Python.
screen? Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
use?
sure, sir. Yeah. So yeah, as I mentioning, right? So whenever you doesn't know any programming language, you just blindly go and use Python because like it is like a user friendly language. It is like a English language. Okay. Then R. So R is also like a Python, but it is like a more like it is whenever you go for a statistical kind of thing, R will work better. So we are having all the packages which are present in the Python in R, but Python has more advanced packages also. But as a data scientist, I'm more likely use Python. Okay. Then whenever you are having database, I think you guys now understand what kind of data we will be having. We will be having a millions and trillions of data, right? So in order to handle those data, we need some kind of database where we need to store the data. So storing data is not enough. Somewhere we need to retrieve the data to do the works. No. So once we store the data, in order to retrieve the data, we need some language. As we are speaking English, no, you guys can able to understand. So this is a tool. This is a medium. Similarly, in order to access the data from the database, we use SQL. It is like a query language. We give a query and we retrieve the data from it. So these are the common programming languages you need to use. So like for programming kind of thing, model building kind of thing, you need to go for Python or more likely Python. For database kind of thing, for storing and retrieving data, you need to go for SQL. Then there comes libraries and framework. Guys, I'm pretty sure today the lots of traditional method of analysis or like I will say vanished due to these libraries like pandas. It is a brilliant library to do any kind of pre-processing. I say any kind means every kind. You believe or not, you can do every kind of pre-processing by using this pandas library. I think sir will also like can tell this because like you can use anything, any kind of pre-processing like removal of null values, filling of null values, removing some rows, removing some columns, creating of new features, everything you can do with kind of a pandas. Okay. Then numpy, any kind of mathematical operation, guys, you need to go for numpy. Mean, median, mode, standard deviation, everything is like a function, a single word function. Then scikit-learn. So this is where machine learning models will come. Only two lines of code. You just need to import the statement like any kind of model. Then you need to define it to a variable and you need to use the variable to train and fit. That's it. Just two lines of code. This library, learn library has different, not like different. Every machine learning models in it. Every pre-trained, pre-written machine learning models. Okay, we doesn't need to write the program from scratch. Everything already written and it is available in the SQL library. Then we are having TensorFlow. Whenever we go for a deep learning model, like CNN, RNN, guys, don't worry about the technical terms that I'm speaking. But like every deep learning models will come to this library called as TensorFlow. Okay, for data analysis and machine learning and deep learning models. Okay, so these are the libraries and frameworks, and then data visualization tools. So if you guys need to be well versed with data visualization and make a report for the client, you guys need to know powerful tools to do this, like Tableau. It is a powerful tool where you can just import the data and you can give different kind of variations of charts in it. Okay. Then we are having Power BI. It is sponsored by Microsoft, which where it is like more like a Excel, but where you can do different kind of Power Query like data cleaning, and you can go for different kind of charts, tables, and pivot tables, every anything and everything, and finally you can create dashboards also. So which is going to be like a report. Okay, dashboard is a kind of a report which we can showcase to the real world. So okay, outside world, what is the data is this Tableau and Power BI user. And then we are having matplotlib. It is a library in Python which can create a static plots, right? It can create a static plots. And then we are having Seaborn. Okay, Seaborn is a library. It is a library which built on top of Matplotlib. It is also a visualization library So it is built on top of matplotlib, and it is not a static. It will have some graphics kind of thing, so that we can go for a seaborn. It is like some libraries. There are few more libraries like plotly. That is also one of the very interesting visualization library, I will say. Whenever you click on some data points, it will give some annotation. Okay. Then finally we are having big data tools, as we are mentioning, like trillions, millions of data. In order to store that, we need to find some kind of way of storing it. Hadoop and Spark are the ways where we can store large set of data, and we can use the indexing to retrieve the data. Guys, storing a data is somewhat easier, but we should store a data in a manner that we can easily, right, extract it. Okay. So these are the things. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, we need to store the data, and that's why these are different specific tools. So they could have created one tool which can do all the things, but we have not reached a general AI or a super AI. But right now, we are creating solutions, and you become a domain expert. And these are different companies who have created these different tools, and they're masters in it. That is why you have different tools for different things. Like programming, you have Python, R, SQL. For libraries and frameworks, you have Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, all these frameworks which you will use. Then data visualization, you have Tableau, Power BI, Matplotlib, Seaborn. All these are tools where you can drive the insight. Once you apply libraries and frameworks, you use those tools. First, you use programming language tools, then you use library and frameworks, then you get the insights with using these tools. Then, when you have big data, like billions of data sets, and you are building a big model, like you're building GPT or some deep learning model, because for deep learning model, you have huge data. Your video data is very high. Uh, Picture data and video data is very intense. Like it's very you require big space, and that's why it's big data. Okay, so then you use these tools, and these tools are going to help you as a data scientist or engineer or AI researcher or scientist to build good models and solve the real life problems.
Yeah. So yeah, these are all about the data. So which makes life of data scientists very easier. Can we say in this manner, sir? So these are the tools and technique which makes data scientists life easier.
Yeah, it makes very easier. You just need to know how to use them. These are the
Yeah.
tools when human beings learned that they discovered that tool called fire. They rubbed two stones and they discovered, invented the fire so that the objective function is to cook food and get warmth and use that fire for different purposes. And then similarly, today data scientists need these tools: Python, R, SQL, Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn, visualization tools, Tableau, Power BI, and big data tools, Hadoop. So these are again those tools like human beings learn how to uh, they invented the fire, they discovered the fire, and rubbing two stones. Similarly, if you want to build models and AI projects or applications or solve problems, so you need to learn these tools with fingers,
Yeah.
not with stone. So you have to use fingers on the keyboard and then use these tools and interfaces to solve the big problems.
Yeah. So like yeah. So this end-to-end session of AIML is gonna be like a fire. You guys can create a framework. I think so. Once this every session ends, and you get a knowledge of a thing where you can create your own framework itself. So I'm pretty sure in. Okay.
Yeah, at the
Yes,
end
sir.
of these sessions, once we reach to the end, we'll have a project and they can submit that project, and we can give them good letter certification. So once you learn all these sessions properly, you make notes and absorb this knowledge, and at the end of these sessions, once we complete this session, it's a year-long program. So you will get certification. Also, You have to submit a project and then we'll give you a report, and that will help you a lot. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we will move on to the next slide. Yeah. So this is what a flow of data to insight. Okay, the data science workflow. Now we are seeing a workflow. Like we are seeing these things in different manners. As Sar is explaining this in like bits and pieces of thing. Now we are having everything. Okay. First of all, problem definition. Understand the business problem and defining the goals. Like me and Sarah are explaining, you guys need to get a sign off from the client. This is what you see, this is what we can do, this is what you need, just give us a sign up. So that is what a problem to me. You need to define an understanding of business problem and defining the goal. Then once it is done, you need to go for data collection and pre-processing. Once everything, collection of data and pre-processing done, you need to go for a EDA, where you will discover the uncovering the patterns, insights, like those things. Finally, we will go for a model and modeling and evaluation. These things are we are saying. Finally, deployment and communication. Once you're done with everything, you need to deploy the model and you need to communicate the result to the stakeholders. So yeah, these are about how the data converted to the insight. Yes, sir. Over to you.
We are reiterating so that the reinforcement learning happens. So guys, now the pieces, the bits and pieces, whatever we have discussed here is there's a workflow. Okay, there's a cycle. So problem, defining a problem, clearly defining problem statement, getting it approved, collecting data according to the problem statement, and preparation, gathering and cleaning data and for the analysis, EDA, doing EDA on it. Okay. You have to explore it. That's why it's like exploratory data analysis. So understand the terms deeply, the meta meaning of the term. So once you understand that, exploring data, what we can do with it, so that then you get the patterns and insights from it. Then modeling, then model comes up, and this is sequence. You have to have this sequence. Okay, if you change the sequence, you might not build a model. It's like if you want to make a pizza, if you there's a complete sequence and algorithm for that, and if you don't do first thing first, you will end up doing something else, not pizza. So you have to understand, you have to go with the sequence and first thing first. Okay, and then you have to deploy and communicate accordingly as per the problem statement and the objective
Yeah.
function of that
Yeah.
project.
So yeah. So we cannot directly go for insight. Once we collect the data, we need to do some kind of pre-processing, EDA, then only we can go for the visualization and insight. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
greatly explained by the sir.
it's like child has to be conceived first, and then and
Yeah.
only he will be born. You can't say, "Oh, I'll a child is born without like it can be a miracle then." Huh? So it can only be miracle, but there is a complete sequence of steps, an algorithm and process, which is called the flow workflow here. So you have to deeply understand all those steps. Okay, and throughout the course, you'll understand each and every meta meaning, meta definition, and the application of each concept so that you build a great project out of it.
Yeah. So we will move on to the next slide. So applications of across industries. Okay. I think we are mentioning this, right? Data science is not a, like a, it is for a specific domain. No, it is a technology that you can apply to n number of industry. I will not say n, every industry. Okay, for healthcare, consider we are going for healthcare, where we will do for predictive analytics and personalized medicines. Consider we are having a patient and we are doing some kind of like he is having a tumor and these are the symptoms, and this guy is having a tumor is like it is like a disease, like I will say it is like a there are two things in tumor. One is a malignant and then benign, whereas benign is curable, whereas malignant is very harmful. So you are given a data of a patient who is benign and malignant. Now you have trained a model. Whenever a new patient comes, you can easily predict in an earlier stage that this person has a benign and malignant or malignant. So accordingly, you can give the treatment to the person in the beginning stage itself. You cannot go in depth, and you can safeguard a person. Okay, in the healthcare. Whereas in the finance industry, like fraud detection and algorithm trading, okay, so you can predict what happens today, like a stock market, and what will happen tomorrow. That is like a prediction. And similarly, you can go for something like a great share marketer by using creating a model for a proper data. So that's the one thing. And in retail industry, we can go for a customer segmentation and recommendation system. I will say a simple thing. So for this recommendation system for retail industry, consider this scenario. Okay, we are going for a shopping mall, or we can go for a shopping mall, and a first one comes, and he or she buys the milk and bread. Okay, then a second one comes, he or she buys the milk and then something called as bun kind of thing. And third one comes and buys milk and butter. Okay, now the fourth person comes, and he or she buys the biscuit. Okay, then our model is trained on the previous data. Whoever comes, there is a high possibility they need to buy a milk. So there is a recommendation for the fourth person who buys the biscuit to buy the milk. Okay, this is what a pattern. Okay, this is how the recommendation happens. So this is what a simple recommendation, so which we can apply in the shopping mall kind of thing. Okay, this is how a retail shop works.
Yeah, so
Then marketing. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Yeah,
So this is part of machine learning.
yeah.
So we have supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, we have recommendation systems. Like if you have seen, I will give example, Amazon. When you go to Amazon, so based on the recommendation system, based on the predictions that what has happened in the past, so Amazon will start, they will start giving you preference of, you will get a tab below tab you will have, and you will start getting recommendations. If you are going for this product, you might also be interested in this book or this electronic gadget or this thing or that thing. That is not a magic. It is like completely based on millions of data sets and predictions and the average of that, and then system makes decisions and recommends you a particular product and service on the portal.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great example. Yeah. Moving on to the next thing, like marketing. We are having sentiment analysis and targeted or advertising. I think now everyone know, like the like AIML model or deployed in the Twitter, right? There they do sentiment analysis. Whenever the statement is like a harassment kind of thing, the statement will be not there. The tweet will be not there. It will be automatically deleted. How it is done, guys? They have trained each and every statement. This is a positive statement, this is a negative statement, this is something like a harassment kind of thing, or this is like a the statement has some vulgar words. These things are like a sentiment analysis. They are just getting those statements, and they are just having a model which is already trained with these sentiments, and they are just focusing on it onto it, and they are getting the sentiments. And due to which we are not getting those harassments kind of twitters in
Even
tweets in the twitter. Yeah.
even you can go and see reviews of the particular websites, and
Yeah,
then sentiment analysis is done. You collect the review data, and then you can invent a new product. That is the
that's
another form of this, because that's a real data from the customers. There can be a um, 95 or 90% accuracy into it, but sometimes the reviews might be biased or something. But 90 plus, when you collect it on different platforms for that particular product and service, so you will have a prediction that the real customers what they're saying about that product and service. So I did it for Zomato, and Zomato, I asked my students that if you have to build a application for like which is plus Zomato, or a new which is next level of Zomato, so what you will do? So we've got around 20,000, 25,000 reviews. We did sentiment analysis, and we got 5 to 10 major problem statements. And then I asked them that if you build an application based on these 10 things to improve in the next of Zomato, whatever name you call that, let's say a next startup which will be a competitor for Zomato. So that is based on that. So this is how you can protect the platform, you can follow the guidelines, ethics, and all those things. Simultaneously, you can invent through sentiment analysis and targeted advertisement, like you, whatever is your niche, whatever is the specific product and service, and you, based on your data, you can directly target those customers who will buy your product. So you only target them, not the generic public, general public, because they are not the people who are going to buy. You target only them. So these are the applications through data science. And as a data scientist, this will make a lot of difference. Like you are not going to sell a toothpaste which is used by adults to children. So you need to have a targeted audience, only targeting the parents and the children's, not the adults. And even your advertisement should be tailored around the that persona, that the child persona, the graphics, the calling, the line taglines, all those things. As a data scientist, you have to understand end to end all those things.
Yeah. So yeah. So for me, like this targeted advertising, I will say we are all okay. We are all learning data science. No, we will now we gonna get the advertisement in YouTube related to data science, right? So we all gonna get a advertisement which are related to data science
Related
only. This
to
is what.
that is, one is recommendation system, it will be
Yeah.
covered, because they will use recommendation system. Oh, YouTube has a recommendation system, it will show, oh, this is the right audience. And second is targeted advertisement, that is the second thing. And then sentiment analysis, like it's based on the sentiments of the customers, what they talk about and all. So yeah.
Yes. So we are all the examples. So for us, it will be like a targeting audience of data science. Okay. Yeah. I think we can move for the next slide. So not like limited to these industries. It is very useful for education also. Data science, like it will make the
No, it
education to
is
next
it is
level.
for marketing, manufacturing, retail, healthcare,
Mhm.
finance, transportation, energy, sport, government. And government, when it comes to government, whatever government does, so it's like relevant. So it has a lot of departments. Even in sports, there are different segments. So there are sub industries. In energy, there are different energies. Transportation, different kind of transportation. Finance, different kind of finance. Trading, forex trading, crypto, all those. Healthcare, different kind of segment. Retail, different kind of retail. Manufacturing, different kind of these are there are n number of industries where you can use data science.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So not it is for every industry. Okay. So n number of industries. Yeah. So yeah, we can move for the next slide. Yeah. Growing as a data scientist. Okay. So as a career progression, right? You cannot directly go for a data scientist. You need to go for a junior level where you need to first go for a data analyst. You can use the tools like Tableau, Power BI, Excel in order to do something called as data analysis kind of thing, how the data looks, how it is doing, like those things. Then you can go for a data engineer where you will be doing completely the process of data, how we are creating data, how we gonna store the data, how we gonna retrieve the data, how you are gonna clean the data. So this is what the role of data engineer. When it goes for data modeling, there is a data modeling engineer who do only model kind of thing. Once the data comes, you need to go for creating a model and then tweaking the model, changing everything. Okay, this is what the role of data analyst, data engineer, and then model builder, like data modeler. Okay, so who is then data scientist? If you guys move to these levels, finally the data scientist who do every work, data analyst work, data engineer work, and then data modeler work. They will collect the data, they will clean the data, they will create a model, they will do a tweaking kind of thing, and then they come back and they do everything, the feedback kind of thing. So everything comes under data scientist. So this is how the career progress. Okay, then specialization. So you need to be well versed with NLP, AML, computer vision, not limited to this. Today we are having LLMs, right? So you need to be well versed with the large language model, how it works, the behind the scene, what it is happening. Because like I think everything is gonna be black box. You guys gonna use only two lines of statement in order to do the model, but you guys need
But
to
you
know the
have to
mathematical.
learn black box, how black box works. That is the
Yeah,
real work of a data scientist. For normal people, it is okay, you can use interface of the application, but data scientist knows how black box works, like GPT, chat GPT, the second layer and the third layer. You need to know how it works actually. So that will make you a data scientist, AIML engineer, or because you need to know. Otherwise, if you don't know, then you are a normal people know how to use the interface of that particular application. So the difference is you need to know how black box works.
yeah. So that's the thing, because like everyone can do this, because we are just saying it is a two line of code. No, only the data scientist can know what is happening behind the model, so that I can tweak that or I can modify that, so that I can give the client the result they are expecting. Because I'm saying, no, we are saying from the beginning itself, it is like a two lines of code. Everyone can import that and use that. But as we are learning data science, we know each and every model very minutely how it is working, so that we can tweak the parameters, so that we can give the result that the client is expecting. Okay, so that's the reason we need to know about black box. As Sarah is mentioning, we need to know about the black box, so that we can become a successful data scientist. Okay, so finally, we are having continuous learning. Staying updated with the latest trends and technologies is crucial for the career growth, guys. It is not limited to this data science field. I will say in every field, you guys need to know what is happening in each and every day progress. Okay, yes, sir. Over to you.
So you need to always be a lifelong learner. Continuous learning is very, very important. Career progression, you will junior, then senior, data manager, data engineer, AIML, computer vision. You need to learn these technologies, these concepts. They are not today's concepts, technologies, and algorithms and stuff. They are 100, 200-year old concepts. So you have to learn 200 years of things and also be relevant. So you need to optimize, be smart, and do a lot of hard work. You need to be smart, but then you need to do very, very huge amount of hard work. Give time to understand each of the concepts and then continuous learning till life. You need to keep improving yourself, learning new things, and whatever will come in the future, then you are relevant. It's not that you got a data scientist certification or you learned from us and then your job is finished. No, it is started. You start your job and you have to. I have been doing research and learning from last 15 years in AIML. So it is never ending job. For me, every day it's a new day and I have to relearn, unlearn, and move to the next level. So I also started with a lot of mistakes, lot of things, but you keep improving. Mistakes are the stepping stones for your career and future. Keep learning, never give up. That is the only thing. Consistency is the key. Keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. Today, you are not able to understand something, some algorithm, some concept, some tool. Don't give up. Keep coming back. Next day, come back, come back, come back. Keep doing it. Continuously have consistency. You will be master one day.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We need to have a thirst for learning new things. So every day is like an improvement. Okay. So
Yeah.
like as sir is mentioning, we are also learning. Yeah, I think sir will accept this
Yeah,
hundred
it's
percent. We are
continuous.
learning every day. Yeah.
It's like, okay, you will learn today. Suppose I'll tell you, you learn today on a surface level. You go to a meta level. And when you do meta learning, and meta learning not at level one, you have to go meta learning at level 100. That's what neural networks do. You have to learn from now from deep learning. So neural networks, they are like this way. They
Yeah.
connected. They are like they will do billions of calculations in seconds with high GPUs and stuff. So you have compute power and huge computers, and then they will go and get results like that and 100 layer deep. So, as a data scientist, AI, ML, AI researcher, or a scientist or whatever, you have to be a deep learner, very deep learning, I will say. Very, very deep learning. At a 100 level layer deeper, you need to have meta learning, which is called ontology. In computer science, in AI, it's called ontology, learning of learning of learning of learning of learning. So you need to go that deep understanding the concepts with simplicity. So there's a concept I'll share. Albert Einstein said that there is a framework. I have a framework here. He said, when you, if you want to, like we all say, intelligence is a layer. We all want to become intelligent. Okay. I'll share today an insight which will help you guys. Okay. So just a minute. I'll just
Yeah,
share.
sure, sir. Take it.
Yeah. So we all want to become smart. We have smartphones, this smart, that smart, smart cities, smart cars, smart buses, everything smart. So everybody wants to become look smart and be smart. But Einstein said smart is a level, first layer. Then comes intelligent. When you become intelligent, okay? Then you come brilliant. That's the third level. Then you come genius. You become genius. And the last step of being uh, what is the level of intellect? Like I said, smart, intelligent, brilliant, genius. And then there is a step called simplify. Simplicity is the ultimate way of whether you're learning, whether you're creating models, whether you are creating products and services. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, said by the great um, innovator called the Leonardo da Vinci. Okay. So then I confirm, it's a conformity that what Albert Einstein, he has created a model, smart, intelligent, brilliant, genius, but then the ultimate level is simple. So make things simple, become deep data scientist, not data scientist, but deep data scientist, deep learner. And it is going to help you, and it will not happen in 1 year, 2 years. It's a lifetime and process. Lifetime process. You have to make an objective goal that I want to become world's best data scientist, and I want to be in top 1%. And write down in the comment section, what have you learned, what is your goal, and are you going to become a lifelong learner in this field? And keep learning. So this is a year-long program, so keep learning every day, and whatever feedback you want to give will improve each session. So just give us feedback, and whatever you have learned at the end of this program, you will get a project and you have to submit that, and you will get certification and rewards. People, one, two, or three, whoever comes, we have we'll give awards to those people who will be top three. So continuous, keep learning, and keep improving.
Yeah. So